hopefully I'm recording at the right time this time. I noticed in the Amara video I had literally like said a full sentence or two before it started recording. So this is going to be the crit swap how-to for Moze. I'll be explaining it in every video. The premise behind crit swapping is you use a mechanic that has been left in Borderlands since Borderlands 1. I don't even know if you could call it an exploit anymore or a bug or anything like that. The devs are well aware of crit swapping, and we had some insider information that said they intentionally put the crit swap in this game. Like, it was intentionally coded into this game. So crit swapping, as far as we can tell at this point, is totally viable, and it's an okay thing to do. They expect us to do it, which is why they gave us the gun, the trick, Unforgiven. So that's the pistol I have in my hand right now. The idea behind it is when you shoot a gun, it fires with the damage of the gun in hand. When that projectile connects with an enemy, it will reread specific stats from, again, the gun in hand. So let's see, we'll use the wall as an example. When I fire the Scourge, I'm going to fire with Scourge damage. When it hits the wall, if I was hitting a crit spot on the wall, it would hit with whatever gun is in my hand's critical multiplier. So we shoot, switch, and crits. All crits right there. So that is the basic idea behind this. We're using the Scourge and crit swapping to the Unforgiven. The reason we use the Scourge above any other rocket launcher is because, as you saw, the Scourge spawns mini rockets around it. And we use the Unforgiven because the Unforgiven has a 432% crit hit multiplier. So we basically contact for like 25,000, I think, by the time it's done. You add the additional, 400, or what it would be like 300% damage, so you add an additional 1,500 to that. So yeah, 20,000, sorry. We'd hit for 20,000, and then plus on this Scourge I have a base 125 to baddest named bosses. I am also utilizing a rerouter. I think I said recharger in my last video. Rerouter to drain your shields to deal bonus amp damage. I find this very, very helpful. My class mod, there we go, words, is not benefiting me a lot to this. That 25% weapon damage is good to have, but it's pretty minuscule in the grand scheme of this kind of build. And then I'm using a Deathless for part of the skills that I'm going to be showing here. The big parts that I focused on in this build was the armored infantry. So my shields are active, I get the bonus gun damage, and damage reduction, of course. Those aren't really needed. The experimental munitions for the bonus incendiary, I think I just took this because I could. Use this to bring my health down, so I can use desperate measures. That was the other one. That was the other big one I needed out of this. Desperate measures for that additional gun damage. So yeah, my big ones I got here, the armored infantry and the desperate measures. That aside, these are just kind of fillers to make them work. This one fairly required simply for the lower the health, especially if you don't have a deathless. Just lower your health with thin red line, and you should be close enough to okay to make this build work just fine. In the green tree, I took the bonus incendiary damage. Again, I won't proc every time, but when it does, it'll be nice. Again, bonus fire damage, bonus 2 fire damage. When I score a crit, get ammo regen. Not again really required. Fire rate and crit damage. I wanted to get this one in this part in this tree. From scorching RPMs, because we're dealing with crit damage here. We want to increase our crit damage and our base damage as much as possible. I think I just had a spare point, so I was like, yeah, it'd be pretty cool to sprint and shoot at the same time. Let's see, more fire damage and splash damage. I really don't think either of these two are necessary or required to this build. You could probably stay out of them if you wanted to. I have no idea. So we will hop on down there and give Graveward the good old 1-2 crit swap. So because my Scourge procs on ASE, action skill end, come right here for a little bit. And what you're going to see when I drop down is I'm going to drop down. I have the spot pretty well memorized, so I'm going to take the shot from a distance. When you pop out of your action skill and benefits last for, I think it was 8 seconds. So that's about all the time you get to make the shot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's a shot and my swap. I'm not going to shoot the Unforgiven. 3. Oh, they hit the wall? Crap. I was too far away. So I can move up a bit more though. So that's good to know. I don't do this with Moze often enough, so it's good. I'm kind of going through a little bit of a learning experience here as well. Face puncher. Yeah, this is what you're like at base. Oh, make it over the edge. Why don't you love me? Oh, you do love me. Ha. We'll try that again. I'll get a little bit closer this time, because I think I shot pretty much as soon as I landed, so from here, so I think I was over distance for the Scourge. I'm making mistakes, so you don't have to. You were almost good. Actually, no, you were pretty far off. It does me a sadness. Alright. Joys of starting. Sorry guys, give me a second. Okay, whatever. Good enough. Alright, let's try it again. I can't just go flying down like a Mara. Hop in my Iron Bear. Hop out of my Iron Bear. Not only do I get the worst, what's it called? Anointments, but I also get an annoyingly long sequence for just the standard one. Yeah, ha! And I missed. That's how it's supposed to go. But that's the basic concept behind it, though. You guys can see, it's you take the shot, and then switch over to a trick Unforgiven. And if you have like 2 Scourges and you're just not nailing it for some reason, you should technically have the time to shoot a Scourge, switch to your other Scourge, shoot that Scourge, and then hit your Unforgiven, you know, before the first rocket connects. When I do come down, by the way, and when I do land, where I'm aiming is... you can especially see it in the Amara video. There's a point where like he starts to like lift up, and when you come down, you're at this like... I don't know, it's kind of like the standard centered height. As soon as like the top of his crit spot hits your reticle, take the shot, he will lift up another like 2 feet, and that will put your rocket right in the middle of his chest. I prefer to kind of come from this edge and shoot down if I can help it, because, you know, since he rotates this end up and this end goes down, it just helps kind of prevent the platform from pulling up into your rocket. But that's pretty much it for Moze. Hers is pretty simple, pretty basic, straightforward. Build into damage. If you have an ASC one, you know, activate it up there, pop out of Iron Bear, come down. Thankfully, you can run out to the middle here and shoot, you know, take your shot. So from here, I think I might have the time to do Zane, maybe. What time is it? 55. No, actually, I gotta go. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a good one.